This episode of the Young Turks brought to you by Squarespace.
Tracy Morgan recently did a stand-up on June 3rd, and it turns out that one of the people who watched him was a gentleman by the name of Kevin Rogers. And Kevin Rogers wrote this scathing Facebook note about Tracy Morgan's performance because apparently Tracy Morgan went on this homophobic rant. Now, this is an interesting story because we don't have video on it, okay? Yeah. All we have is what Kevin Rogers is saying about the stand-up. And
also what Tracy Morgan's acknowledging Kevin Rogers. I mean,
right, he is acknowledging it. He is acknowledging it. Tracy Morgan has apologized for his rant. But before we get to that, let me tell you what the rant was. So I'm actually going to read you what Kevin Rogers wrote in his blog, and you'll get an idea of what the stand-up included. So he wrote, "I figured at some point the gay jokes would fly, and I'm well prepared for a good ribbing of straight gay humor. I have very thick skin when it comes to humor. I can dish and I can take. What I can't take is when Mr. Morgan took it upon himself to mention about how he feels all this gay shit was crazy and that women are a gift from God and that Born This Way is bullshit." He's referring to the Lady Gaga song. "And that gay is a choice. And the reason he knows this is exactly because God don't make no mistakes," referring to God not making someone gay because that would be a mistake. Perhaps most strikingly, Rogers wrote that Morgan said, he said if his son that was gay, I'm sorry, the grammar.
He said if his son was gay, he better come home and talk to him like a man.
Right. He better come to him and talk to him like a man, and then he mimicked a gay person with a high-pitched voice, or he would pull out a knife and stab that little N, he said the N-word, to death.
No. Well, you know, I'm really loath to criticize comedians generally that's people go in there to hear comedy and to, comedians are always scathing in their own way. They're always making fun of people. That's how they get their humor. This seems like it went just a little too far. I mean, to me. I mean, it seems like it's informed with a little bit more hate than just a comedian coming up there and making fun, which is what comedians do. I mean, it's all making fun of it. I mean, if you're putting on a gay voice, that's fine. And I know Rogers is saying that, you go in and gay straight humor is kind of funny, ethnic humor is kind of funny if you're into it. But when it goes sort of, I don't know, it seems like it just went too far and felt really, really hateful.
I think that, there's always that line, even when it comes to making movies, when it comes to comedy. Of course, you have that huge range of freedom, okay, to express yourself, to, participate in whatever art form you're working in and do whatever it is that you want without worrying about being censored, right? But with everything, there's always that line, and I think Tracy Morgan crossed that line. Now, that was bad enough, right? Except he continues his rant with this. He said that he didn't effing care if he pissed off some gays because if they can take a fucking dick up their ass, then they can take a fucking joke.
Right.
So
that to me is that is something, I'm really uncomfortable trying to censor comedians. I think.
No, I'm right there with you when it comes to
and that
the
to me
censorship.
is actually not the worst thing he said. I mean, it's a funny turn of phrase. It's not uproariously funny. It's kind of funny. But the stuff about the hateful stuff about the choice and what he would say to his son when his son came home gay, I mean, it's not funny.
That he would stab his son in the head?
It's not funny. Tracy Morgan's funny. I mean, if you hear Tracy Morgan on Howard Stern, you watch him on, he's on 30 Rock, right?
Right.
You watch him on 30 Rock, I'm sure he's funny. I don't watch the show, but I'm sure he's funny. This isn't funny.
I personally love Tracy Morgan's comedy. Yeah. I find him really funny. We've had several discussions about him in the past, and I'm in favor of Tracy Morgan, not in favor of this stand-up. And it turns out that back in 2009, he was also performing at Carnegie Hall, and he went off saying similar things about gay individuals, saying that they're gay because it was their choice, not because they were born that way. And it seems like an ongoing thing with him.
I also don't think you have a right to make gay jokes when your name is Tracy. Personally. But anyway, I think that it seems pretty hateful and seems pretty unfriendly.
So Tracy Morgan did apologize for that. I think it's only fair to share that part of the story. He says, I want to apologize to my fans in the gay and lesbian community for my choice of words at my recent stand-up in Nashville. I'm not a hateful person and don't condone any act of violence against others. While I am an equal opportunity jokester and my friends know what is in my heart, even in a comedy club, this clearly went too far and was not funny in any context.
Yeah. And the Fred Sains of the Human Rights Campaign said Tracy Morgan exercised extremely poor judgment, and he did the right thing by apologizing. So, all done. Tracy Morgan's still pretty funny.
If you want to build a website or a blog, where do you go? You go to squarespace.com.
Squarespace just pushed a brand new social widget for geolocation services. Display your most recent check-ins from Foursquare, Gowalla, and Facebook Places on a live Google map. Go to squarespace.com/TYT and get a 2-week trial for free.